What's up, everybody? We're back again to cast the second game. We've got FNS and Team Name for Saya up right now. While Combo was talking about Team Name for Saya, sort of bottom of the standings right now. FNS top 3. Their records are almost mirrored, as Combo described. But I don't, it might not be right to discount Team Name for Saya just yet. Last week they put up a pretty solid performance against Core Overflow. Unfortunately, unable to take a game, but both games were decently close. And Borg was playing incredibly well. And so we're going to see if we can put up a similar kind of performance today. But of course, FNS, absolute juggernaut. They've also got like something to play for here because while I don't think their standings are threatened, it's sort of like pride once again, right? Do you want to lose to the person who, like the team who is 7th on the leaderboard when you're one of the strongest rosters to really touch this game?
Yeah, I mean, both these teams are composed of quite a few people who've been around the community at this point. They've played against, each other, whether it be ranked other tournaments like countless of times, right? We have players like Lumo, Slop, and Borg here on TN4S, and FNS has Barcode, Puffy, the Joker, with Enoch and Soren in the back as well. It's just like all these names, that they've played each other before, they kind of getting, read on each other's habits. They have an idea of what it's like. So, at one hand, right, if both teams are looking at this kind of inconsequential, it could kind of just be like, it's just like we're playing customs, just a bunch of friends pulling up, doing our own thing type of thing. But I don't know. I'm excited to see how either team is going to kind of pull through here. As you said, right, potentially playing for pride, potentially trying to be this comeuppance and justification of, we are still able to secure ourselves, try to get their first win of this season here so far, even if they are in the bottom 3. It's a dangerous situation, potentially both ways, depending on how you're looking at it. So really, really happy to and hyped to get these guys thrown in, but we'll take a look real quick when we can.
Absolutely. And they just gave us the rosters for who's going to be playing today. If you can't see, we're going to see Twee coming in for Team Name for Saya instead of Slop, and also Soren getting subbed in on FNS. Going to be a pretty interesting game. This is not their usual roster. These are also some pretty, unique players and play styles, especially Twee. We're going to see if he actually opts for the goalie or the forward today. Soren in the goalie currently.
It's going to be exciting. I'm always hyped to see Puffy pull out the Estelle, especially. That was a lot of fun to watch. But so far, we're going to see them highlight Juno and have all that slime presence. I haven't been seeing too much Juno lately, just on the past couple of streams when I've been on, but I am always interested to see how players react to it because, oh my goodness, that character can be really oppressive sometimes. But so far, we're going to see the Joker highlight Asher, and Soren going to be currently in the goalie spot with the IME after banning out, I believe, Zentaro. Yes, interesting pick. We got Demon Days here. I can now understand why there's a Zentaro pick. All it might be important. We can see Rasmussen, Aimee picked on the other side as well as Luna. Drakkar here for Puffy. That's gonna be fun. Kind of this like midfielder forward. Throwing out the Xeno Cloak, throwing out these shotgun blasts. Puffy FPS has fantastic aim, as the moniker would suggest. And I'm excited to see where these angles. If anyone's got a geometry class, it's definitely been Puffy. So I'm very, very, very hyped.
Yeah, I'm personally hyped to see the Twee on the Luna goalie here on Demon Days. Both goalie picks kind of not the most optimal for this map in particular, though I think Aimee might be a little bit better. Lumos on the Aimee here looking to get some damage out, but he's not going to be able to. He instead gets killed by Puffy with a shotgun. Already looking to find the pass to Joker. Not quite going to be there, though. The glitch pop. I'm not sure if it was something stopping that, but it's not going to matter. The barrier beam and turret, just a little bit too much pressure for Luna to handle, and they're going to go up 1-0.
Yeah, that's an explosive start right here. Coming up on the side of FNS. They're looking pretty solid right off the bat, but it's very early on. TN4S can definitely reposition themselves. I mean, they've got, a loud explosive retaliation right here with picking up a KO pretty early on here on the Puffy. So despite that, the 2v3 Soren and Joker are playing this pretty all right. The glitch pop is there. We're also throughout the barrier beam. Pass up to Joker, almost getting it. General Twy with the Luna, able to find defend, drops the missile special, but it's not going to hit anyone in particular. And now Soren and Puffy kind of both running around the goal barrier, trying to make something happen. We're going to see Turret come out as well. Another KO! What's going to happen?
Absolutely, and Lumos and General Twee able to find the clear, and let's see if they can put the pressure on. They do. They're managing to open up the barriers for FNS here, and they're looking to score Borg. Positioning pretty well, but not going to be close enough. Puffy holding him back with the shotgun. The flip goes out from Joker. Can he get a barrier? Twee right where he needs to be to save that. And again, the nuke goes out, puts the ball up front. Twee has the flip up. He's looking to capitalize, I think. Look at his positioning, but Joker is still holding him back. I mean, Puffy and Joker actually using those hitboxes pretty well to hold people back, but it's not going to be enough. pocketing the shot, Borg to take it 1-1.
Very impressive. Very impressive there. Borg had the core flip. I was thinking you don't want to secure it. You throw out the core flip, try to make something happen right there. But Borg didn't even need it. Just got to needle and thread, as you said before. That's going to be wow. Joker just walked up and struck the core right into that goal barrier one time around. That's already one down here. Not a lot of damage output coming out from left side here. It's taking quite a lot of damage, but they're still picking up a goal barrier. They're still walking up with the core.
Right. I mean, I don't think either teams are. I mean, I guess that's not true. Team name for Saya has a comp that's pretty strong in the damage department with Rasmus and Aimee. Though I think obviously Joker Drakkar, Asher Drakkar, not so much able to. Borg finds the hook on Puffy though, and it looks like he's gonna find his goal too. And Lumos with a blink to get the KO, just salt in the wound. Honestly, that core was going in either way, but that extra XP cannot hurt for sure. It's gonna be up 2-1 for team name for Saya, and they're definitely capitalizing on that damage difference now.
Yeah, trying to make something happen here. This is where, kind of Joker, Soren, and Puffy all have to be a lot more aware of their positioning, like their own individual positioning and how they're responding to opponent abilities. But of course, when your primary objective is the core, you can't always be paying attention to your own health, and you gotta go all the way in for the real objective sometimes. Joker gonna throw out the wall, try to create some space for himself, but it's not gonna be enough. Puffy take a lot of damage. They're trying to back up just a little bit. They're not able to secure the second goal barrier just yet. Throwing out the Aimee turret too. Soren trying to walk up here. Borg doing so much damage, and Lumos also picking up a KO. Puffy almost going down. This is looking super rough here on left side.
I mean, this is a bit of an upset, and also that goal. Oh my gosh, Lumos just sniping in. I didn't even have time to think there. That just went right in. The pressure from team name for Saya is actually kind of monstrous right now. And just as I was saying, it's a bit of an upset. You expect FNS to play, be the, they're the top dog. So seeing team name for Saya really show up here is going to be really interesting. And the timeless creator is going to go to Lumos. Pretty big deal, especially because he's playing more offensively than Soren is right now, right? So he's going to make a lot more use of that turret. And now there's no rune pillars to disrupt that.
That's right. We're going to see the specialized training here on Rasmus. That death touch is going to be so much more interesting to throw out rapid fire here for Drakkar, throw a lot more shotgun blasts. It's looking pretty solid all across the board here, and this is kind of where you get your momentum rolling really for these first set of awakenings to try and make something huge happen.
Also, the egoists start pretty interesting, though. It looks like not many, both teams haven't been able to capitalize super well. I guess team name for Sai actually able to capitalize a little bit better. They're finding more kills, so FNS is down a lot more in the meter department. Joker's still just level 2, and Puffy is dead. I mean, I'm talking about the XP, I'm talking about the meter gap, but also the XP gap. They're just getting those kills from nowhere. Even if the barrier is open, this offensive pressure, and what a glitch pop from Lumos, though Soren's able to defend. Joker able to stall out, though, along with Soren, and Puffy is going to come back, but the nuke is going to help manage to secure that second barrier. Both teams have their goals open. If Lumos and Borg can find this clear, it's going to look a little bit dangerous for FNS. The turret goes out. It does find the clear. Puffy, though, right back there to return the favor. Lumos and Borg both on life support. The flip goes out, but they hold well, finessing.
Yeah, Twee having to play super hard, dribbling back to themselves almost repeatedly over and over again. Oh, but it's not enough. Puffy's going to land that snipe. There it is, that FPS still coming in and taking in this next point here. We need to see some more stabilization here coming out from the side of FNS. The damage output has been absolutely incredible for team name for Sai right now, and it's really hard for FNS to kind of respond, and they're taking a lot of damage, getting a lot of stagger down, and eventually their goal barriers and the points. So let's see if this first point can turn to something bigger here for FNS.
Absolutely. Though it looks like they might be able to capitalize this a little bit more, though. Even though their barrier is down, Borg is dead. Twee, though! The dash flip. I mean, if anyone's going to hit a Luna dash like that, it's going to be General Twee. The Beta Luna monster. One of my personal favorite players, actually. Incredible stuff from him. Unfortunately, FNS just not able to capitalize on that player advantage they had just now.
Yeah, I sometimes just have to full send it. Really see if FNS was setting up to finally play the 3v2. But Twee was like, what if I just scored? And that's exactly what Twee did. And that ruins anything. No amount of setup can prepare you for that. That was incredible. And now moving into this next point here, they also opened up both goal barriers very quickly. Twee pushing up, trying to play the third forward right now. Picking up a KO here on the goalie as well. Asher Wall's going to go down stall just a little bit, but it's Lumos and Borg all in Borg's hands right now. Great angles. Puffy was not in enough time to help defend that, and they're going to pick up this next point here. This is looking huge. It almost felt like FNS was finding their backing, or their grounding, their footing, just a little bit. The TN4S was like, hold up, we could just blow you up, and that's exactly what they did.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Look at Joker's XP, right? It's not much you can do. Asher's biggest weakness is probably just getting out-brawled, out-damaged, and Joker's really feeling it right now. Those nukes are going down. They never have enough meter. The Egoists start getting punished by the Luna pick. Pretty smart decision-making from Twee there, actually. Though he is going to go down 2 barriers. Good pressure from Puffy and Joker. They are still strong forwards and incredible scorers. Joker with the flip, Puffy looking to get the core to him. Is he going to be able to find it? He does. The flip goes out. I mean, not much you can do there. No one's in position to defend that. It's 2-2 on set 2. But if Team Name for Sai can win this, they're in position to make a big upset.
Yeah, it's looking good for Team Name for Sai. FNS really has to struggle to make these huge plays happen, but it's not doomed permanently for either team just yet. Still pretty early on. Still got more awakenings to throw out here. Twee trying to run it forward a little bit. Puffy taking a lot more damage here. Joker doing a pretty solid job of staying alive. It really is Soren and Puffy getting rained down on the hardest, and that makes it really hard for them to kind of stick around and make something happen. Borg gonna take a lot of damage, but open up the goal barrier and almost potentially score there too. Joker walking up with huge damage here on barrier beam and the Asher wall, but it's not enough. Borg is cracked.
They're looking to score here. Lumos almost cracked himself. Borg is going to manage to heal up, I think. The pressure is definitely on for FNS to hold this one down. If Twee can get the core to Borg or Lumos, then they might have some good scoring opportunities. And Twee has that flip up again, so does Lumos. The ego is speed. Plus, I mean, we saw Twee. Oh, it was an unfortunate blink from Soren, but that's just going to drift in from the turret. But as I was mentioning, we know what Twee can do with flip and a dash, as we just saw a moment ago.
That's right. I love that the IB turret was just kind of there to goad the cooldown nicely and lightly. And you have the very aggressive and threatening and scary core flip, and it just kind of floats in. You know, nice and relaxed and calm, like beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's an art piece of its own.
Absolutely. Gonna be curious to see what they draft here. Built surprisingly, Puffy opting for heavy impact over built different, though that does make sense. Having that cooldown reduction on shotgun gonna be pretty good. Though also curious that he didn't opt for hot shot, as that's a pretty solid awakening on Drek, to say the least. Missile prop goes out to Lumos, and Twee and Soren, I think, is going to take hot shot. He's looking to play for more of a cooldown-based game. Makes sense when you're the goalie. You need those abilities to help hold the line. The Lumos has the liberty of just wanting the range for offensive pressure. Borg is going to get cracked early, and he's going to find 2, though. And they're going to find the kill on Joker. Puffy is almost dead. This is dangerous for FNS right now.
Lumos and Borg just setting themselves up to position to fight the 2v1. Puffy is way too far back, and Puffy's also cracked. It's just not a lot of defensive pressure coming out there. Soren really had to play that 1v2. And Borg and Lumos knew exactly where to go immediately and just lined up, 1-2 passes, the goal's in. That's really nice and quick.
Do you think Team for Saya might take this 3-0 against FNS in sets? I mean, they're kind of dominant right now. And I'm just like, that would be a huge surprise, to say the least. And I mean, Puffy's going to go down immediately. Joker unable to get back into the play. The turret goes up from Lumos. The missile prop just making that turret hit a little bit harder. It's going to pay off. Lumos with the flip up. He's going to find 2. He does. Borg is positioned to score, but the good Asher wall from the Joker. The from Borg. And he's going to tap it in over Soren. Up 2-0 in 2-0 in sets as well. This is looking dangerous for FNS. I mean...
Yeah, I think low-key a bit of a comp difference on the way they're playstyling. The damage output just able to dump and not letting the opposing team do anything is a good, it's a good strategy, right? Sometimes the best defense, or really the best strategy at all, is just overwhelming offense and damage output. And I mean, at this point, the EXP difference, the damage output, the health that they have, it's all way too much. And even with the Awakening scaling as well, it seems really hard for FNS to run this one back. You might have to start thinking about the next game, as you got one more KO here on the side of TN4S, and they're looking to score. Okay, great save here from Soren. Lumos gonna pop it in. Borg also being right there to throw it in for the final point here. And again, TN4S is able to take a game. They've done this 3 times before. They've been able to take 3 games before. That's why they have 3 ties. Let's see if they can pull it all the way and secure their first victory at the end of the season.
Absolutely. Luna fans rejoicing right now as one of the greatest Lunas of all time, absolutely holding it down there, playing well. I mean, his offensive pressure was great. I mean, that was just dominant for Team Name for Saya, and that's not what you expect going into a matchup like this. Once again, FNS was 3rd place on the leaderboard coming into this, and Team Name for Saya was 7. As you said, their records mirrored each other. FNS was up, no losses, 3 wins, 3 ties, but now it's looking like it's going to be 3 wins, 4 ties minimum. We're going to see if they can actually get their record tarnished by Team Name for Saya. It's going to be pretty interesting. The Dark Horse is putting on a bit of a show.
again, yeah, this team has like a lot of well-known and legacy players here within this community. I say legacy as if it's going on for years. Sure, we're out for a couple months, right? But even then, people have been around since beta, right? People have been putting their hearts into this game, playing super well. So sometimes a record like that, you take a look, you're like, that's kind of surprising. Like, how did this come to pass, right? After all these tight sets, a lot of tying up is a big thing here, right? This best-of-2 format can really throw a wrench into how people perceive and understand how well or badly a team is doing. But it actually leaves things, relatively open-ended. That's how you're going to sometimes see someone like TN4S down here at 7th place. But it doesn't have to mean anything in particular. Each individual match is what counts. As right now, TN4S is up 1-0 over FNS, who's a top 3 team. So anyone can do it. Always got to keep looking forward. Always got to be trying to do your absolute best. What change are we seeing here from FNS? Are we going to see a difference in bans? Do you think they just weren't happy with the map and they played that composition badly? Obviously, the map's likely to change here, and I think that's going to change a lot of how both teams are going to approach this. But I wonder if FNS wants to throw out like a certain character bans here left and right, whether it be something like the Luna, or if you just want a handshake, get rid of Rasmus. They might get Imi's app. Who knows, right? Things are on the table, but they have their previous bans before. I believe Zentaro and Kai went down last time. They might just stick to that because they think this outcome was bad, but it'll definitely be worse if we let one of those characters slip through. Who knows? I think the map is really going to decide a lot here for how both these teams are going to approach this.
Yeah. And I will say, Puffy's been talking about this to me a little bit, or just like I've caught a few glimpses of this kind of conversation. But I think FNS might just kind of stick to like their general picks. We know the Joker's not getting off Asher. That's like kind of like the thing, right? So I don't think that adjustment's being made. It was a little unfortunate in that last match. Asher and Drek just unable to output enough damage to really fight back. But if they get a map that kind of favors that kind of more core focused, scoring focused playstyle, it might prove to be beneficial for FNS. We're gonna see if Joker can capitalize on that Asher pick for sure. But I think he's gonna stay rock solid on that. So the adjustments will mostly have to be on the side of Puffy, Soren, and the bans.
Yeah, I want to see more presence from Puffy there. Early on, we got to see some of that, Dakar do some work just a little bit, but it really felt like once the scaling got like pretty heavily favored in TN4S, and Puffy was just getting blown up and either staggered or KO'd consistently, and Puffy's presence was just almost none. Like a little fly on the side of the wall, just kind of wave and swat away every now and then. As all you have to do is blow up the goalie and then blow up the goal itself over and over again. Oh my goodness, we got Atlas's Lab. Oh boy, this is quite the funky map that I'm sure a lot of people have varying degrees of strong opinions about. But I can guarantee you one thing, and that's going to change everything. And that is enough for me as we move into this next game. So I was wondering if Puffy potentially wanted to look at the Estelle as another alternative option if they thought that could help a little bit more with the piercing shot range and having the Crystal Thorns instead of kind of using the Shotgun Blast and Xenocloak. The Kai and Zentaro are still going to go down, so that's right. Both these guys see these characters as world end scenarios and don't want to let them slip through at all. But we're going to see, Imi on Soren yet again on the goalie side. Looks like they're going to stick to it. Okay, we're seeing an era highlight here from Puffy. This could be huge.
This is like a CECC land comp back to that meta. The era Asher, back when Asher was not, back when Asher did not get. You were in the Octavia from Joker. You are not serious. I mean, there's not one to usually criticize, but we all know what that character is like. She keeps getting gutted. Curious choice, especially after how that last game went. But I think it might be just sort of maybe FNS doesn't. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't.
Sometimes you just have to be a believer. You just have to be a believer. You have to run it. You have to get all the way in there, put your heart and soul into it. This is the last match. You never know, right? You never know. So just put it out there. We're not going to see any changes team composition-wise coming up from the side of TN4S. I mean, if it ain't broke, why got to fix it, right? It worked out for them last time pretty well. High damage composition. Puffy, again, kind of getting railed just a little bit. But Borg is going to get the crack down first, and then Puffy is going to have to respond. Both these characters are so squishy and yet so aggressive. It's super scary. Let's see if Joker's presence can make something happen so far. Felt like a bit of an NPC here on the backside of the field. See if they can make something happen. Okay, both these locks are going to go down. Borg's going to try to get a score out here from Soren. Lumos picks up a KO. We're going to have to fight this 2v3 Puffy right in the backside. There's the core flip. Can they pick up this? Oh, no. Twee is going to dash on over and save the barrier lock right there.
And Lumos is just going to get that point, and Soren almost gets the right glitch pot placement to save, but it's not quite going to be enough. Great pass from Borg there to really help seal the deal. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know if FNS is taking this one super seriously, given their leaderboard position is pretty much fixed. They will be third no matter how this game goes, but it is just very funny to see the Octavia pick go out.
Oh my goodness.
Just talking about it, I mean, Octavia's squishiest character in the game, absolute actual NPC character, gets jumped off the side of the map. Lumos and Borg looking to score here. I guess FNS fine with getting upset a little bit. It's
oh my goodness. Are we sure this Octavia character got picked? I'm not seeing them on the map at all. Like, they're just not here. What happened? They're missing a player 24/7.
Honestly, not sure what to tell you with the decision making there, but I think this game might just be a bit of a for-funner. Borg gonna take a bit more damage than expected though. The tweet nuke goes out, burns the evade. Borg almost finds the kill on Puffy with the hook. Joker trying to use Octavia's multiple core controlling abilities to really seal the deal there. Gonna find the kill though, and Borg gonna have to score solo here. Not gonna be able to find it. Puffy and Soren able to find the clear. The black hole stuffing out Twee's opportunities for offensive play, and the whipped flip. Is Joker gonna be able to score with Octavia? He does.
Nice. Yeah, Tweet burnt a lot of important resources right there. I was thinking, right, you're at full health, and you have both your dash and you have core flip. Dash whiffs, right, barrel lock goes down. Core flip whiffs, it gets scored on as you're taking a bunch of damage. Very unfortunate sequence once right from Tweet as Joker woke up and decided to pick up the controller.
Pick up the controller. I don't know if it's gonna matter too much. That character is literally a strike bot with also no health, but we're gonna see if he can make it worth it. Anybody could and be the Joker. I'm pretty sure the Joker is the only person I'd ever trust to pick, you know, Octavia in my ranked games. Though the Joker probably doesn't trust me, and they're gonna score there. I mean, both teammates going down. Surprisingly, Octavia managing to be the last one standing for FNS there.
Yeah, that 1v3 was effectively a 0v3, so I don't think it was too much of an issue for them. As the point's going to go in here for the side of TN4S. We're going to Awakening Draft. We're going to see the Joker on Octavia as the MVP pick here. I mean, I'm curious to see what Awakening Octavia in particular can take to try and get the ball rolling just a little bit. Because the big thing about Octavia is it's supposed to be all about momentum and movement. And so it's not necessarily big about like, okay, crazy damage output. It's just about like, I'm going to go really fast and disrupt you and make sure I can keep doing what I want to do. So if Joker can actually get that ball rolling, we're going to see the big fish pick here. The size and stagger could be really helpful. The size is going to help a lot with strike duels and presence, while the stagger hopefully can keep Joker alive a little bit longer. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
The size makes him gets hit more, so I don't know how much that's going to help him. Also, interesting draft here from Lumos and Soren. I don't know why Lumos did not take extra spec and let Soren have it, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. I'm going to keep it a buck. Twee gets hit by the Maelstrom, unable to hold that first barrier, but he is going to hold the second. Good glitch pop going out from Soren. The pressure is there. They're going to find it. Joker almost finds the goal, but the goal gate is still in the middle of opening. Puffy, actually only level 2 right now, has been taken out of the game a bit by Borg and Lumos. If they can find this clear, then they're probably going to be able to capitalize just a little bit more. Though, FNS definitely looking a little bit better than they did last round, playing with a little bit more finesse, if you will.
That's right. Somehow, despite Puffy being, you know, only level 2 at the time and very squishy, Puffy was able to run around to 3 opposing players and take no damage. Literally just like score in the middle of it and score at the end. They just let Puffy exist. It's like they called it too early that this character is definitely useless and almost ignored Puffy as Puffy got super solid positioning and took 0 damage for almost that entire round. It was oddly incredible.
Yeah, I mean, Puffy saw the future, I guess, man. I don't know. His movement was pretty clean there. Atlas, at the moment, unable to get the barrier, but they're going to be able to find the second one. Borg, of course, is going to snipe Octavia off the map. What can you do when your character has the health bar of a peanut? The turret goes out from Lumos, unable to find the barrier, but Borg, oh my gosh, I mean, Atlas land moment again, but they are going to find the double KO, and Soren's looking like he's going to go down soon. If Lumos might just core flip him into the goal, he's looking for it, but good evade from Soren right there. Twee with the flip up in a dash. If they open this barrier, we might see the Twee special once again. But it looks like
there's the magic Maelstrom. Oh yeah, that Maelstrom almost took it in all the way from full map, but it was enough. Atlas, the gravity at the center is going to blow up. Soren barely saves it. Passes down to Joker. Joker not able to get their hands on it because flow state was not active. And without flow state, Octavia is surprisingly, unfortunately, kind of slow. And it was a little rough for Joker to get in the right place there. And even with the size increase, was enough to actually strike the core. And they weren't able to do anything, and they lose the point.
Absolutely. Twee and Borg looking to put some pressure on here with the rockets, so it's not going to be enough. Borg almost staggered that black hole, chunking him a bit. Joker actually managing to play some Oki-style stuff here with the Octavia. Interesting stuff. He's also holding the flow state. It's going pretty well for him right now. Twee manages to find the clear. They're going to find 1. Can they find 2? the black hole assists them a bit, but it's not going to be enough. The Lumos glitch pop unable to... A bit unfortunate, actually, setting up Puffy and Joker to open up the barriers for teammate for Saya.
I like the pass there from Puffy into Joker, but unfortunately just a little too far up for Joker to actually get their hands on. Flow State is active here, and we also have the special going out, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, just kidding. Yes, it is Puffy. It does line it up, roll it across the corner of the map, and picks up this next point. Finally seeing FNS wake up a little bit and potentially secure this next set after so long. Hopefully Joker can really get these catches, land these passes, and actually secure a lot more points, because Puffy is doing a lot of heavy lifting right now.
Absolutely. You know, I'll keep it a buck with you. If FNS takes the set, I'm a believer in the Joker Octavia right now. I'm saying this. He's been playing pretty well. He's been scoring. So we're going to see. And it looks like they they do.
Puffy solos the world right there. With corn flip, it'd be your bewitching beam. Just do everything perfectly correctly. Just you walk in the middle of the opposing goalie and just win. That's all it had to be. Let's go, Puffy.
I mean, this might just prove to be big for FNS here. The joke pick might prove to pay off, though. Joker at the bottom of the carousel in terms of XP. The rapid fire from Era going to be a pretty solid choice. You know, the permanent Era debuff, as we all know, is one of the most easy and meta ways to play that character. Spec training from Rasmus, absolutely dangerous. I mean, if you get even close to being staggered, you're probably dead. The Monumentalist pick from Lumos, of course, going to buff that turret up. I mean, just all around solid draft for everybody. I don't think anything is like super crazy, though. Soren getting the build different. Definitely one of the best in slot picks for IB goalie.
That's right. That's right. Having that big presence, having those blinks around, get back to your goalie, cover things up. Good stuff with the build different. Pretty standard goalie pick here. Okay, we see Joker popping a special and Flow State. Octavia trying to see to secure that first goal bear, but it's not going to go down. Instead, we're going to have Puffy get KO'd again. First time in a while. Puffy was staying alive for too long, and I think TN4S realized that Puffy, you keep Puffy alive, and the game is actually way harder. So finally pick up this KO, and it's just back to Joker and Soren. Puffy is back. Bewitching Beam. Twee is going to push up here with the dash. One goalie bear is going to be down. Puffy trying to push it up. But TN4S in response, the Maelstrom is going to be dodged. And we have Imi turret up here, who secures it, and Missile going to go down too. Great elusive here from Soren. Trying to pass it up. Borg doesn't get it.
And they're going to be able to find the barrier, teammate for Saya. Goals open for FNS once again. The great special from Joker putting the pressure on. Not going to be quite enough. Borg's health looking a little dangerous, but I mean, I don't think Ira or Octavia is going to be able to find a kill here anytime soon. The flip goes out from Lumos. They finally find the clear. Surprisingly, that pressure was on pretty long, and Puffy's going to be able to find the barrier. Lumos having to play a bit of goalie here as Twee dashes a little too far forward. No eject button. But I mean, I think that's still the smarter choice, taking strike shot or momentum boots over eject button here. Twee has the flip up. He's finally back in the goal box. He's actually playing aggressively here. I think he's looking to use that flip to score. They're swapping with Lumos a bit. Joker just staggering the back line. The Twee special comes out. It's the dash flip. He's right there.
Tactical nuke right there. Dash, core flip. Just send it right in when everyone is waiting for the core to get back to the right side. That's the second time Twee has pulled it. That is absolute like maniac behavior, but it's incredible. I love it. I love to see it. And that's early KO here. Joker that actually would have picked something up. And now it's just Twee and Borg left to try and defend these last two goal bears. Joker's going to pick one up right here. He's going to get passed up away from Puffy. Strike shot here from Soren and bounce it back. Soren also does a core play available, as does Puffy. Two goal bears are down. There's Twee's going to drop this special here. Glitch pop. Pass it back. There's a core flip. Look at these ankles. Great save here from Twee. And we have turret is going to be up again. Puffy still having core flip up. Joker staggered. Almost passes it in, but it's not going to be enough. Great defense here from Lumos. We have the magic Maelstrom. Puffy get the bewitching beam too, but Joker actually able to walk up and land that last strike to secure it. Great stuff there. Puffy again, incredible plays all around.
So, I mean, Puffy is absolutely the MVP playmaker for FNS right now. But the coordination is something definitely to note between Joker and Puffy. The double midfielder comp, pretty interesting how well it's working out. And Joker playing a bit of an Oki and also soloing Lumos and Twee right now, getting both barriers and almost scoring. Great defense from Twee though. But Puffy and Joker right there to tap it in. I mean, oh my God, Joker really just like, worst character in the game, by the way, like by far. Just soloed the entirety of Team Name for Saya. I mean, what more can you say? The Joker is an absolute monster.
Right, when you're lining up those ideal situations, Octavia can seem really scary. The problem is you're just not getting that situation like 85% of the time. But that 15%, even Octavia can be absolutely scary. And there's good stuff there from Joker to really pick up on when that was available and push the pieces in order as able to secure both these goal barriers by themselves again. Even in a 2v3 situation, but unfortunately they took way too much damage. Now they are cracked. Soren is going to pop the elusive, not taking any damage. And there's the flip it to score.
Garfield, you had burst. Tweet could have flipped there to save. A bit unfortunate there. But it's up 2-1 for Finesse right now, despite the Octavia pick on Atlas Lab. And he's gonna get the Chrono Boost. Oh my god.
No, that MVP, the Chrono Boost can be huge. Extended buff and enhanced dash. Oh no.
Surely team name for Saya does not lose to the Joker Octavia pick on Atlas Lab, right? Like, we're not gonna see this happen, right?
Oh, I'm kind of seeing it. See, here's the thing, right? I was being a little hard on Octavia earlier in the set because I really wanted this character to be good. I really love the concept of this character, and I'm like so happy that it actually got picked. But of course, inevitably, what we expected to happen kind of did happen, where they just had almost zero impact for the first set. But after that, Joker's really trying to make this work, and I think they've been doing a pretty solid job.
Oh my god!
But oh my goodness, the special's going to come out, but they're going to trade both their gold barriers for it. But it doesn't matter if Joker's up front in flow state. Look at this speed and look at how long it lasts. Then Joker's trying to line up for this last point.
I mean, he's got Cast Last Chrono. He's a little hard to shut down right now. Plus the Big Fish keeping him alive. I was a bit wrong on him being easier to hit mattering. That extra stagger, the extra buff duration, the speed. It looks like Joker is actually in prime position to win this one for Team Name for Side. And it doesn't even matter because the glitch pop is just going to find the most demonic angle I've ever seen. Oh my god. Up 1
and
point.
roll its way in. True. Yeah, I think the Big Fish was huge for Joker because instead of just never seeing Joker on the screen, we get to see Joker staggered on the screen all the time. That's a big difference. At least he's still on the map.
And he's gonna, he's gonna take 2 barriers off the map. And with the spell, oh my god, is Joker he's gonna 1v3 Team Name for Saya and just take a second point. Finesse, I mean, really, Finesse is right, because that was pristine. That was so precise.
This is looking so huge, and Puffy's trying to walk up here with the core flip as well. Let's see if we can put it back in Joker's hands yet again. There's the core flip. Get one down. Ooh, I love the angle right there. Trying to see if he can make a ping pong between both barrier locks. Wasn't quite enough. We got both Joker and Puffy up. So, and we got flow state activated. We're going to throw out the primary. Joker is zooming and rolling around at the speed of sound right now, trying to escape from this city, but not going to be enough. We're going to have the turn. It's going to go down. 1 KO here. Now we're trying to play this 2v3. And, a big thing, right? Octavia's got a lot of momentum, great on positioning, but not a lot of damage output. So this is going to be a little rough as both air locks are going to go down. Soren just barely defends it. Borg almost takes it. Great defense here from Soren.
And, Tweed just a little bit too far off. Punish. He still had flip. Just a bit unfortunate there. 3-0 for Finesse in the final set is crazy. Not usually is it the case that the team, to higher in the standings is going to be the one making an upset. But after an Octavia pick on Atlas Lab, I think it's fair to call this one a huge upset. Incredible stuff. Team Name for Saya, though, managing to tie a top 3 team, they're absolutely not, they're no slouch, even despite their rankings placement. I think just got a little unfortunate with the, with the games and the ladder placement, but they're playing incredibly well. Both teams putting on definitely an amazing and entertaining show. And Joker MVP, I think, Puffy MVP, but also Joker MVP for sticking with the pick and making it work in the end there.
True enough. And now we get a bit of poetic justice as we're seeing 3 wins on the side of of Finesse, and then 4 ties. We're seeing 4 ties inside of Team Name for Saya, and then 3 losses. So we're keeping the mirrored imagery right here. It's like poetry. The script's been written. It's everything is beautiful and perfect as it all meant to be. And the world can remain at peace. But man, what a set between these 2 teams. And yeah, like we said, right, we talked about okay, maybe these sets kind of feel a little bit more on the inconsequential side. Both these positions have been locked or not. Lots could be changing for this last game. A lot of this just could be for seeding, for moving in for future games. And so, okay, right, first game TN4S has been playing super well. The damage comp here on Demon Days, just dumping so much damage output, not letting Finesse play the game at all. Second time around, we're seeing the Octavia pick up Joker instead of the very well cemented Asher, right? And we're also seeing changes here from Puffy's side as well, coming off the Drakkar instead onto Era. And we're thinking, okay, you know what? It's a bit avant-garde. It's a bit artistic. Let's see what they can make happen, right? Of course, we're poking fun at Octavia, as we do, but I think at the end, they really, really pulled together and made it work. And I think that, as you said, right, one of the biggest upsets of them all.
Absolutely. And also just in the chat there, Vaughn making a point. Octavia has 100% win rate now in North American Strikers League. Can you believe it? Odyssey, please nerf this character one more time. I don't think the last 2 were just enough.
Oh, no.
And we're just holding on a little bit, waiting for the Coach Yoki analyst desk. I think there's a bit of technical difficulty going on. But, I mean, do you have any, other thoughts about that last game? I think that was just super entertaining. But what about you?
Dude, yeah. As I said, right, Octavia is a big part of the discussion here, but I do want to talk about Puffy. Puffy FPS. So this has definitely been one of my favorite players to watch ever since the CCC land. And I don't know, something about the FPS moniker really draws my attention. I'm like, how? Because one thing I love about Omega Strikers is how it kind of integrates and brings people in from so many different communities to play this game all at once, right? People come from Rocket League, they come from League of Legends. I see people with Teamfight Tactics in their team, right? Like the people I've casted with like Apex Legends players like Zephyr, right? We have StarCraft 2 from Beowulf, right? Like for me personally, I'm a fighting game caster. I do a lot of Super Smash Bros. And like Guilty Gear Strive and upcoming now Street Fighter 6. So it's like, all these people come from different communities. So I'm just seeing the FPS moniker. I'm just like, okay, you know what? This is someone, right? I don't even know this. By all means, this could potentially mean nothing. I don't even know if Puffy actually plays FPS or not, right? But like, I'm gonna project my own desires and dreams here and say this FPS means, right, that they've come from an FPS community and trying to make a name for themselves here in Omega Strikers, and I think they're doing a fantastic job. So I love calling out like amazing angles, like great aim shots. I'm like, that's your FPS, intuition coming into play right here. Trying to make something happen. So I was seeing them a lot on the Estelle, right, which is a character known for literally having weaponry that you shoot people with at range, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's super cool. Same with Jakar. So when the Jakar wasn't doing a whole lot, I was a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like, man, I want to see more come out here from Puffy, right? And Joker's also struggling to make anything happen, despite living a lot longer, just to natural, Asher's bulk and survivability. Still not a whole lot of presence here on Demon Days against that full damage comp. But the second time around, we see the era switch. I think, yes, of course, Joker, once they finally picked up their momentum and really started pushing towards the end of that game, made so many fantastic, amazing plays, really played the ideal Octavia. But that mid game, turning around that early game slog into that mid-game kind of neutralizer was all Puffy, I feel. And Puffy did a great job at making that happen. And so, I just got to say huge shout outs for Puffy right there. That's my MVP right there. But of course, the Octavia, too explosive. Great stuff all around.
Absolutely. I mean, Puffy, absolute monster there, as you said, soloing the whole team for like an entire set, and then Joker trading off, soloing the entire team the next set. We're actually going to throw it to Coach Yoki Analyst Desk. I believe they've been set up. And we're going to let Yoki's have his thoughts on the game.
Hello, everyone. I'm back with the one and only Coach.
Sorry, you're currently muted.
I wasn't muted on stream, don't worry. Okay, one and only Coach Yoki. And this time, without any muting incidents, we are here to discuss what happened between game 1 and 2, because they looked so different.
Yeah, game 1 and 2 are definitely different. I do have a little bit of inside information that, yes, with their playoff spot secured, and to my knowledge, Team Name Persaya had zero chance of qualifying for playoffs after at least what happened in the earlier matches today. But FNS did do a little bit of experimenting today. I think it is a healthy opportunity for them to adjust, use this matchup as an opportunity to practice potentially new meta picks, as well as Barcode, who is a predominantly melee goalie player, to utilize the use of their sub, Soren, who plays more range goalies, and see how they can include Soren into their lineup, potentially moving forward into playoffs. So in game 1, we did have a very contradicting matchup. Most notably, Joker on Asher, compared to the high damage team comp, the double siphoning one, and the double freaking spark of power from the side of Team Persaya. And the attempt was there to hard win kickoff. We see the strike shot come out, and then Puffy gets an early gate. They're still working on gates there. They end up losing one. But the approach to the Demon Dies here for FNS was to pretty much just dominate midfield core control. And then once they have this possession, to be able to just secure gates. And you see Soren step up with a really well-placed Ami turret to deny any bottom clear from General Twee. And then what happens is, as this core is fed to Twee, Twee cannot pass down and must pass up into Joker, who's charging up a primary right here, and also Puffy shotguns. So the attempt here was good. It happened once again, but it was very quick that Team Name Persaya, after that first goal, said, you know what? Let's just insta-kill Puffy off spawn and then spend the entirety of our round just damaging and killing Soren. And unfortunately for Soren, he was a very squishy and very easily targetable character this game. On Demon Dies, it is a pretty difficult map to gain access to your back orb, because you have to leave both the top and bottom sides as well as the front side of your goal arc and remove yourself from all potential offensive pressure. So to just access the back orb to get healing and energy for like future elusives. So Soren became a pretty easy target for Team Saya. They were able to target Soren in round the first, second, and third sets with no real degree of difficulty. Here they're actually targeting Puffy. But taking out Soren or Puffy just immediately remove the majority of the threat of midfield control, who on the side of Finesse will be able to procure Joker the Rock. And then once that core control was limited, it was just a snowball effect. You see Soren going down there, and possession is just being hit away from Joker. They're legit playing keep away, and really just an impossible scenario for Puffy to be in there. And then in the third set, the game ender, the same approach worked throughout the entirety of this match. I've always personally been a fan of the Luna pick on this map. I think that the nuke is really freaking strong. And General Twee, honestly, plays insane. I think also Soren being on Aimee against another Aimee is very disadvantageous because, as you saw there, the advantageous ability of Aimee goalie being that turret to apply the extra offensive pressure was just matched by Lumos, and then that damage from Lumos snowballed into killing Puffy and scoring another goal. But then as we went into the second game, this is where it started to change because we're off of Demon Dives, which is the most notable KO map in existence to my knowledge of this game, and then on to Atlas Lab, where we witnessed the Octopocalypse, the 4 horsemen of the Octopocalypse. First, in the first set, we have Kectavia. And Kectavia is the early game Octavia. Even with Castella start, we see Kectavia doing their best, but then 1 ability, HP gone. 2 ability, HP gone. 3 ability, Octavia gone. And that's Kectavia. But then, sometimes, we have Pogtavia. And Pogtavia is the Octavia that gets kind of unhappy that Kectavia was, in the driver's seat for a little bit too long. And Pogtavia takes control of the game regardless of awakenings. So we see Pogtavia slow Lumos, and as Pogtavia then uses special, secures the kill on Lumos. And then with this man advantage, Pogtavia wins the 50 to secure the bottom gate, pops secondary, gets top corner around the core flip, self-pass with the speed to secure the second goal gate, and then receives a pass from Puffy to slot in as the goal gates open. So that's Pogtavia, and Pogtavia is pretty cool. But Pogtavia doesn't show her face much in the early rounds, so we have Spectavia. And Spectavia does, what your solo queue Octavias that are not Joker do. And they watch and elusive and grab goalie orb and dodge the Luna ult, while Puffy FPS Giga Chad 1v9s and secures gates on his own while Joker spectates. But then, guys, the 4th horseman of the Octopocalypse, we have Draftavia, the Chrono Boost Warlord. Whenever Octavia high rolls and secures Chrono Boost, you get Draftavia. Wins kickoff, wins both goal beaters, elusives goal gate, self passes into ult, into double, triple, quadruple redirect, into scoring and securing the win. Inevitably, we have Draftavia, the game ender, and then also just a honorable mention is Joker's ankle breaker in the third set. Really good core control, really well played by Joker. A little bit hairy, I didn't highlight it much, but Puffy did play amazing. See the double slow by Joker, and I want to highlight this for the chat. After the self pass, this slow not only knocks Lumos away from being able to strike the core, but also slows Lumos and Twee. And then Joker is able to come back and catch the core and snipe this bottom barrier, which also self passes. And then self passes off the gate, wins the strike core down, and then loses the nuke, and then Puffy's able to get the core top side. And then Joker has so much speed, he's able to match both sides of Twee's clears and then secure the gate. So, really good match. 1-1 tie, which if you're Finesse, trying to figure out what works, how to play with Soren, I'll take 1-1 any day. And also, Octavia 100% win rate in NASL. Is that correct, Saya?
Yup, and it looks like Odyssey is going to drop yet another Octavia nerf because she is clearly too strong statistically. And I'll just send it back for a moment to Fem Bison and Combo so they could say their goodbyes. We kind of went into this a little quickly. Thank you, Yoki, as always, and we'll see you with the casters.
What's up, everybody? We're back. As you guys know, I am Fem Bison, and I've been casting today with Combo. Great time.
Yeah, it's been an absolute fantastic journey, whether it be the ascension of Octavia or the Comeback Kings running their comeback. It's been so many fantastic sets all within. Fem Bison, thank you so much for joining us. And a huge shout outs to, of course, NASL as well, and everyone to coming together to help put this together. Saya and, of course, Yoki with the fantastic analysis. It's been a fantastic time, but we're going to be hopping ourselves off for now. If you guys want to talk to me, I'm up on Twitter at ComboFGC. So hit me up. Always love talking about casting or video games, Nintendo, fighting games, whatever. Always huge fan. Fem Bison, if you got anything to plug as well, go for it.
It's like I need to make my socials now that I'm actually casting things. So it's like
Yes,
I kind of speed ran 2 events and got into NASL casting, so I should start making socials. But we're going to be passing this one off to, I think it's Borg and Gordo, and saying goodbye. Good luck, everybody. Have a fun one.
It's been a pleasure.